You should not join every social media site out there on the planet. We're going to talk about why coming up. What's going on, guys? Tim Roswick here from Game Dev Underground, GDU.io, helping you build, finish, and launch better games. Today, we're talking about social media, but more specifically, we're going to talk about why you should not create an account on every social media platform out there. Now, being a marketing company, running a marketing company, I used to do a lot of digital marketing, which makes sense. People would come to me and they say, Tim, I don't have a Twitter account, or I don't have a Facebook account, or I don't have all this. In fact, a lot of people would want us to set up all these accounts for them. They'd be like, okay, we would have like a marketing contract with a new company, and they would pay us, and then we'd set up their Facebook, set up their Twitter, set up all these different stuff, do all the graphics, make it all look pretty, do all that stuff. Like, that was one of the services that we offered. And what I started realizing was a lot of these companies, especially new companies that were in the early stages, maybe the owner hadn't run a company before, maybe these people weren't all that experienced, they would set up these accounts and then they would just let them sit there. And what I started noticing was that was really bad for business, because if someone would hear about the business, they would look them up, they would find their Facebook page usually first, because the SEO on Facebook was better than their own website. They would find the Facebook page first and then see it was a ghost town and just be like, who are these people? These people have like 3 likes and nobody's commented or anything. So that was really bad. So number one, I would say the reason is not all platforms are useful. Not all of them really are useful to you. You got to figure out which ones are the most useful to you. Which ones are you going to use? Which ones are you going to actually apply to? For some people, they were on Facebook 24/7. So creating a Facebook page and sharing stuff was just a natural part of who they were. Those people were a lot more successful on Facebook than they were on something like Twitter or YouTube. YouTube, same thing. Some people just didn't like to be in front of the camera for whatever reason. Those people did not do well on YouTube, but they could do well on Facebook or Twitter. So not all of them are useful. Understand that. Not every account out there is useful to you. I talk about this in my Indie Game Marketing for Introverts video. I'll link that up. But basically, you got to pick the platform that you like, that you are powerful at, that you can compete with, that you can actually stay on top of, and use that, because that's what's most important, is actually getting stuff done, getting stuff out there, posting consistently, doing all that. That's way more important than the platform you choose, right? Picking the platform that is most compatible with your life is one of the best ways to kind of get your stuff out there, rather than try and do everything. Number two, too many accounts causes anxiety for me. Like, it's still, and honestly, I'm guilty of this too. Like with Game Dev Underground, we have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter account, we have a YouTube channel, we have a Discord channel. I'm sure we have more. I don't think we have a Reddit account, but keeping up with all that, and then on top of that, my personal Facebook, my personal Twitter, that adds anxiety, right? Like, I have to understand that. Like, honestly, this is where you should not follow what I do and listen to what I say, because I don't keep up my Facebook, the Game Dev Underground Facebook page at all. I really don't. I really don't post it. I don't like it. I hate Facebook. Ever since they like changed their algorithm, I hate it so much. It doesn't seem to add any value to companies. Their advertising is great. Their advertising is fantastic. The groups are great. Groups are awesome. But Facebook pages just don't seem to add any value for me. So I kind of abandoned that page. But if you notice on the Game Dev Underground on Twitter, I automate a lot of the feeds on Twitter. I use that a lot. I use that to communicate with people that I want to interview or talk to. I use it to post each one of my new YouTube videos every single day with the right hashtags. A lot of that is automated, so it's really a lot more effective for me to use that way than it is for me to use Facebook. And same thing with YouTube, right? Like, YouTube is one of the most amazing things that I have ever done, because video is awesome. Not only can I take the audio from each video, turn it into a podcast, I can transcribe the audio from each video, turn it into a transcript, put it on a blog article. Not only that, but then I can kind of combine all of that and make bigger articles or little books or little pamphlets or whatever these things that I want to create. Like, I can leverage all this stuff so much better. So remember that it's not about how many you have in social media. It's about focusing on the right ones, focusing on the ones that work for you. And finally, number 3, we touched on this a little bit, but ghost towns actually hurt you, man. And this is hurting me, I'm sure. When someone goes on the Game Dev Underground Facebook page and they see it hasn't been updated for a month, they wonder, like, where the hell I am. Like, what am I doing? Who is this company or this place, or this website that doesn't update their stuff? And that can actually damage you in the mind of consumers. If so, and that's one of the reasons why too many is bad, right? Because if you don't keep up with all of them, sometimes it's better to delete the social media accounts that you don't use, specifically so they don't turn into ghost towns and people don't find them and then see, oh, this guy's not on top of their stuff, or this game hasn't been updated. Like, especially with games, right? Like, sometimes people join, they go looking for a Facebook page for a community or for help or for support or something like that. And if they find a page that's like abandoned, that looks like a ghost town, that could be really bad for your brand. It could be really bad for your game. They can be like, oh, maybe the developer abandoned this game and is not using it anymore. So just keep that in mind. Like, keep in mind that more is not better with social media accounts. I'm finding this even more true. Like, I've known this conceptually for a long time. I used to teach clients this back in the day a lot, but like, me doing this has really helped kind of ingrain it into myself, and especially with YouTube, understanding how I can leverage this so much more and spread the same content that I have in YouTube in multiple different ways out across the internet has really kind of helped me hone in my message. And as a result, I can deliver new stuff to you guys 7 days a week because I can get the stuff out there faster and more efficient. And that in return makes all of my marketing better. It makes all of everything across the web better because I have a central hub that I focus on and I put most of my energy in. And it pays off, man. It pays off a lot. So just keep that in mind. If you have anything to add or you have any comments like that, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you guys as always. Until next time, once again, I'm Tim Rustwick. I'll see you next time.